You too.
Hi,
So how was Ann Arbor?
just started my Zoom meeting. So is your email working?
Ask Kristen.
It was fantastic.
All
It
right.
was
Great to hear.
the
If you
best,
had Julie,
the best show I've had ever since Ann Arbor was 4 days, Wednesday through Saturday.
Mhm.
When it was a lot, I think a lot better. But anyway, it was great. I had a great show.
the jewelers did
So-
well.
So do you have any, so have you done the show before? Do you have a mailing list there?
Yeah, it's my hometown show. So
Okay.
I mean, I feel like I had a lot of new buyers, like, there were some, repeat buyers, but it was like a totally different show compared to other shows I've done this season where I'm like struggling to sell anything.
Yeah.
Of any, well, my jewelry ranges from $48 to I have one $1,000 piece, but at most shows I feel like I've been struggling to sell anything with a $200 price range, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
sell earrings, that sort of thing. But I sold some good pieces and it was just felt like a great situation.
That's great. Do you have any idea how other people or other jewelers did?
One jeweler did not do well that I spoke to, and then one did great.
Uh-huh.
Jewelers in my, Ann Arbor's enormous, so the jeweler that I just said did great. She was on Southview near State Street. People down a little down further on Southview weren't as happy. People on Main Street, I think everyone, all the jewelers I talked to on Main Street were pretty happy.
The
So
woman next to me
location
did really
sounds-
well.
Yeah.
Too.
So location sounds like
Yeah.
it's really important for that show.
I don't think so.
I wouldn't
Ma-
have thought so.
I
Oh.
mean, Southview is a great location within the show. I used to be on Southview. I don't know. I don't know if location made any difference or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah, there are some
Well, I'm really
weird areas though.
Yeah,
I'm really glad you did well.
Thank
We
you.
all need that as we, drag through all of this and, all the schlepping and on our feet and the talking. I mean, it's just so congratulations. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, every other show this year has just been like average, like, okay, nothing to be overly excited about, but I was pretty excited about Ann Arbor.
Good. Good. What about
How
you,
about
Barry?
it was okay. It was solid. It wasn't like the old days,
Oh.
but it was solid.
Okay. Well,
I haven't got
solid
a,
sounds good.
It's only a 3-day show now.
I haven't got a sale today. In fact, I almost missed it. I was looking at my emails and I'm going, oh, what's this? And somebody, they wanted a piece. They actually took a picture of it. And then it was great. So, do you
That's
still have this
fantastic.
piece? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
I
piece
always have people
Oscar
take-
bought.
I always have people take pictures, so then they have my work in their phone, and well, that's great that happened.
Me too.
Yeah, and
Oscar had
Oscar
a
gave
good
me a
show.
shout out on
Yeah.
my Facebook page.
Yeah. That was a cool piece.
Actually, it's an ugly piece.
What?
It's an ugly piece. I need to see it every day. I'm gonna have to put in the garbage can.
Well, you bought my smallest piece, you
Oh
can upgrade.
no, because I
But
don't
the
have a
colors
space
on
to
it.
put out.
The colors on it were really beautiful.
He can carry
You
it
know-
around in the van with him.
They look better in his home than they do, in the booth. So that's a good thing.
Well,
I like that.
well, but that's like everything. Like jewelry looks better on, I mean, things look better in their settings, but when we're selling at a show, I guess we could have pictures of them in, their place, things like that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Apparently they were deciding whether they wanted it or not. Or they wanted it and they went, oh no, he's gone.
And they came back on Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey, it was a really nice piece too. I liked it.
Good.
I have a question. I have a situation. I want to know what people think of this. Local show, okay. I won't mention the people because I'm sure most of you here know them. She's doing the show. They're not married, but they live together. She's doing the show, and I think he's one of the judges. And the last time he was one of the judges, she won an award, and I didn't. In fact, if he is one of the judges, there's no way I'm going to win an award because it's personal. So I think it's personal. So what do you think? Do you think that somebody whose mate is doing the show should be disqualified from doing it?
Well, ask Mark Grosser. He has an opinion on that.
Yeah, but you're going to open the
guys.
kind of warm again. You just
What?
I think that relatives of the judges should be not eligible for awards.
I agree. And I thought about it, and I sent the director a message today. I wish I had thought of it earlier. I don't even know if he's a judge, but I have a feeling he is. And somebody, I stopped off on the way here. I was mentioning it, and he told me that he thought he was trying to be one of the judges. So we'll see.
I mean, it seems reasonable that if you have a family member, if you're the judge and the family member is in the show, that you either recuse yourself of judging, or the family member recuses themselves. I mean,
that's not going to happen.
Awards.
Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. What do I want to say? Well, for me, it's personal because he doesn't like my work. He's always like dissing, my work. He thinks it's lesser,
All right.
So
what's his name?
I know that I'm not going to win. I don't care if she wins. I just want to have an equal shot.
Right. What's his name?
I'm not telling. I am not. Yeah. Here where it can go public. I don't think so.
So what bring it up, Barry? Then
What brought it up? Because
Yeah,
I'm going
why
to have
do you
really
bring
good
it up?
work and I want to win a prize. And I don't think I'm going to sell that much here in town. So that's where I would make some money.
well, I think if you're going to complain about it, you should say the name of the person. If not, there's no point to say anything about it. That's just me.
No. I said something to the director. He knows everybody. But
Okay.
But this group is public and people are going to read it, and I don't really want to say that.
It's the hypothetical situation, like whether or not we think that that's okay, not so much the name.
That's what I'm asking.
Right.
Right.
You think it's okay?
No.
I don't. I think it's wrong.
Oscar, did you do Ann Arbor also?
Yeah. It was, it was an average show for me, money-wise. It's quite honest to you. I think for the amount of hours that you there, that's would be the bare minimum for me to even consider the show next year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that me personally, I find it really frustrating that I cannot eat after the show because they close all the restaurant close the kitchen at 10, and by the time you get to the restaurant, you only have 15 minutes to order. And unfortunately, I cannot eat fast food, and I on Saturday, Barry and I end going to Buffalo Wild Wings because the only place open up to midnight. And it's really, really hard, you know. If the show will close an hour early, it would make a big difference. I don't eat every day, you know, and even breaking down, there shouldn't be. I honestly, you got really high-end jewelry at that night breaking down out, and you have to walk you to the parking space with all that, you asking for trouble. And this, I never see that many homeless people in one area like I saw in Main Street. And I don't know, but other than that, you know, the show, I like the area. I got more traffic than the South View, but it was a lot of little things. They only saw one big thing. Everything was under $700 or less. So we'll see. I don't want to stress about it, you know, but the part that the closing that late, I don't care what is the deal with the restaurants, but they, you know, we have to eat also. So you
Well,
got a
I mean,
1,200 people out there that can go and eat around there.
I guess
So,
you have to like get something earlier and just refrigerate it for later. If that's
well,
all the options.
I cannot do that, honestly. It's not, my stomach will not handle it. I need to eat fresh food. And
What
I
I'm
cannot
saying
eat
is
garbage.
you could go, I'm saying you could go to Whole Foods, get a salad or whatever, and then have it for later. I mean, that's because nothing will be open.
There was
You
a
know,
pretty
the
good
show
Cuban.
starts, you have to be at the show at 9 o'clock in the morning, and the show ends at 9 o'clock at night. By the time you
Got
close
it.
your 10, it's
Sure.
what you, it's not feasible. You know,
Right.
you have, I already had to eat breakfast over there. I already had to figure out how to eat at lunch, and I need to figure out how to eat something before I totally pass out.
It
You
takes
know,
it takes me days after a show like Ann Arbor to start eating normal food again. Like it totally messes up my system, just eating like, you know, trail mix. And it totally
Yeah.
messes me up those hours and trying to eat in your booth and not being able to eat after the show.
I didn't eat during the day. I ate breakfast and then I ate when we went at late at night. And I'll tell you, I can't eat that late anymore. I've changed my eating habits for, you know, maybe 3-4 years, and I don't eat late anymore. And when I do, I toss and turn and cough and hack and all night. And I didn't like that. I don't like that.
and
But
and
I want to say something positive, actually. Set up, okay, now they kind of switched the people that usually do our street, you know, that guard our street, and the people that are usually over there were over on State Street, from what I understand. And the people that were with us, the State Street people, those people were they micromanage it, and they're like really strict. Oh, you got to pull here, you got to do that. I mean, it's aggravating. This group was great. The group that we had, they said, oh, break everything down before you drive in. They didn't make us do that at all. And what happened? Takedown was really great. It was so much better than it usually is. But I think there was problems over on State Street because somebody called it chaos, that was over there. Now I don't really know. And I don't I don't know if they held them to breaking everything down, but we didn't have to break everything down. We could have just pulled in and loaded, and that's way quicker and way less traffic. I mean, this break down everything before you pull in. That's like the Howard Allen thing, and all these other shows adopted that, or some of them, and it's just not. I like taking my panels off. They go in first, so I don't want to lay them on the ground. I just want to take them off and put them in the vehicle. Plus, it's twice as much work if you have to take them off, take everything, break everything down, and put it on the ground, and then put it in the vehicle. So I like.
But how
just
do you get all the vehicles in? We had issues
We have no
down.
problem.
We had issues where I was because there was nowhere for us to put our stuff, and you know, because we had restaurants behind
Yeah.
us, and I have to admit I kind of like screwed up and was kind of in someone's way because we broke down completely. We had nowhere to put our stuff
Yeah.
except for our space. And then when
Yeah.
we came in, we had a pass to come, we had to get a pass to come in. We
Yeah.
had to be broken down. So we came in and there was nowhere for us to put our vehicle except in the way of everybody else. So we had to throw a bunch of stuff in the van and then pull closer into our space. It was, I
Yeah.
actually had cried real tears after breakdown because I had people yelling at me and I agree, I messed up. I did not move my stuff,
Hey,
but there was
Hey,
nowhere to
Kristen.
put it.
Kristen,
What?
you know, these people don't behave themselves. It should have been, nobody should have been yelling at you. They should have seen the situation and tried to help out to alleviate the problem, which at a
Go
decent show, that's what happens.
Well,
Oh,
when
Barry, you got something wrong. They told us, and I think everybody did the same thing in our section. Everybody broke down completely and then went to get the pass. But then the girl told us that she will give you the pass when we go in. But the idea was for her telling us to break completely down. So it was
Well,
less time people waiting for the next person. By the time I left, I think half of the block was gone.
au
So
contraire, mon frere, they gave the pass out at the barricade. They didn't check the booth to see if some people were broken down, and there
yeah,
were
I know
plenty
that's
of
what, and
people.
I told that to her. I don't know what is the point of you telling me don't want to give me the pass if you're not going to do it and check out that I
Yeah,
break
well,
down completely because anybody can walk in there and say
and
that
it's
it's
great.
done. It's
Hey,
not great. I do agree with that hardware system. It's like you should break the tent completely down,
I don't
and you should
believe
take
that at
only
all.
30 minutes to put your stuff inside the van. It's now you fucking up everybody else around you. You might not like it, but it's a fucked up
Not
every
if
time somebody starts doing that.
not if
agree.
everybody's conscientious.
Well, the problem is, Barry, very few people are conscientious. You get
Yeah,
somebody that comes in there with a trailer and
I-
blocks everything, and then
Yeah.
nobody can go anywhere until they're done.
I get that. I know. Well, we were all polite in our group, but
in my situation, there was somebody who pulled their truck in and they were in the middle, like they were in the lane and there was nowhere, and we were past her, there was nowhere for anyone to go. No one else could come in. She was like kind of almost at the beginning. No one else could come in. And I finally said to her, like, you need to make room for yourself
Hey.
to move over. So the rest of it, nobody else can come in, and
Hey.
this looks like you're going to be here forever. So she finally did move over, and then we came in and like did the same thing, but you know, like we were only in the way for like 3 minutes. Like we threw some
Yeah.
big stuff in.
well,
moved
yeah,
over,
because
but it was
you're
just,
conscientious.
it
Kristen,
was just what?
were you talking about the jeweler who was in that first space?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not talking about her. It was someone like she was a few booths down from me, and
Uh-huh.
it wasn't necessarily her fault, you know. It was just like if you're being let in, you know, you're being let in, but there was literally no, like in our section where the restaurants were out on the sidewalk and out in the street, like there was nowhere for us to put our stuff. So
Yeah.
you know, everyone was doing their best. I just
Mhm.
felt like, oh my gosh, I screwed up. I shouldn't have said anything to that lady. And then when it was my turn, you know, then it was kind of like I was in
Yeah.
the way and people were freaking out. It was
Yeah,
hard.
I'm not a fan of them yelling at you or
Well,
yelling at anybody. We're all in this together. Be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I don't like when I'm doing something wrong to inconvenience other artists at all. Like it makes me feel like a bad person.
Yeah. But in this case, you didn't realize it till after you were already in and there's nowhere, you had nowhere to go.
Yeah, I tried to move everything, as far back in my space as possible, but right behind my space, I had planters from the restaurant. I had all the
Yeah.
restaurant's chairs and tables. Like I had nowhere to put anything.
Yeah, that's tough.
It was tough. And then there were all these vans behind me trying to get in. And I was like, hurry up, Bill. And, sorry. And, it was just,
Yeah. And you cried. I feel
I cried the next day when I was talking about it. I did.
I'm
And my
sorry.
friend gave me a hug and it was all better. But like I said, I like to be a really good neighbor, and
So do I.
I don't like having to tell my neighbors that I don't like something that they're doing. I don't like being in that situation. Then I don't like being in a situation where I'm doing something that, by mistake or whatever. I just like us all to be good neighbors.
Don't bite me. You be mean girl. Bye-bye. Yep, you're leaving. So you have a Saturday better than Friday, Christine?
Friday was my best day ever. So
So did you match it?
No, no, I didn't. Saturday was better. Saturday was way better than I thought. So I did end up having my second best show ever.
Friday was
That's
my best
awesome.
day.
Friday was not my best day.
Or wait a minute. What the middle day, whatever that was, Friday.
Oh, yeah. Friday was my best day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
The
all
middle
mixed
day.
up.
Yeah.
I'm all mixed up.
I know.
Yeah,
Well,
we had that storm too, and we closed down from 3:15 to 5-ish.
that was great.
And it was a nice break. I packed up all my jewelry, closed up my tent, walked, to shelter, and we had a bunch of hail and rain and stuff, but
Yeah.
no real wind, did we?
No
have
wind.
wind?
It was great.
Yeah, we
Hey,
didn't have the winds that were predicted.
yeah, they were on the ball with that closing the show. I think they should just
Yeah.
do that normally, the siesta.
Yeah, I do too. I've always said that Ann Arbor needs like a 1 hour break. Like
It was
close
great. We
down.
went to the Cuban place around the corner that had fresh everything, and it was great. We just kind of sat there and watched the storm come in and then leave and listen to the hail.
Mhm.
It was great.
Yeah. No one had any damage that I know of.
It only lasted a few minutes.
Yeah.
It
One
wasn't that
person
bad,
had the
really.
leg of her canopy break.
They did? Oh.
Yep, snapped it right in half.
Oh my gosh.
Where was that?
I don't know. I
Was
knew
it-
at one time, but I don't know where she was.
Yeah, we had all those people from State College go from their situation to what was, possibly going to be the same thing. And luckily it wasn't as bad, but
And what was State College like?
State College had a huge storm that essentially I heard came out of nowhere. There was no warning from the staff who was texting regularly about, unimportant things, and then suddenly just the storm just came out of nowhere, and some people's tents broke, and they were holding on for dear life.
How was your show, guys? All that did it?
Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
Well, it was my second best show ever, so I was really
I guess that's good.
The jewelers did really well, or at least the ones I talked to. and the rest of us did just okay. Hey, I think even Jan Collins was down.
Oh, geez.
I know.
Well,
He's
But
in the-
remember that everybody's idea of okay is different. You know,
I think Parker said he had one of his best Ann Arbors ever.
yep.
There you
Um,
go. So
A
Parker did well.
watercolor artist I know had her best show ever. I think she just said on Facebook.
Love
Uh,
it.
Yeah, and you know, like for me, Ann Arbor, when it used to be Wednesday through Saturday was like just way better. Like Wednesday was just insanity.
Yep.
And
Yeah, I loved it.
and Thursday has never matched that. And, you know, now it's 3 days long, which I'm happy not to be there on Sunday. But last 2 years, people were saying that they were having like record sales, you know, last 2 years. I personally did not have record sales. I had good sales, but not record sales. So I kind of feel like this year was kind of record for me since it was only 3 days.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Well, I just did okay. It was solid. I don't want to appear that I'm complaining because I'm not. And then I had a sale today. Somebody emailed me and I almost missed it. You
Oh,
still have that
geez.
piece? Yeah, emailed her right back and she goes, "Oh, I want it. Oh, good, I want it." So that makes me feel good. It was a
I
nice
love when people do that.
me too. And it was a nice size piece. It wasn't like a like like a cheapo one.
Barry,
For
not
lack of
complain.
better
Come on.
I
What's
know.
that? What's that, Court?
I said, Barry, not complain. Come on.
No, I have to give that up.
I don't believe it.
Did that
You
go
know,
with the hair?
I had to put up with Oscar all week and I'm tired.
So, Oscar, you did
Look
Ann
at
Arbor.
it.
You did Ann Arbor?
Yeah, I had to put up with Barry all weekend long. I will even share a room with him. I keep my promise. He's still alive. So you next person can take her. Maybe one of the people over there, Marquette, would do the mercy for him.
And I let him get away with this. This is what he was the whole time he's doing this. And it's usually
the
me.
best part of being next to him, it was hitting on and Maddie all weekend long. Hitting on Maddie. The girl is 26 years old and he's hitting on the poor girl all weekend long.
What?
Every time I turned around, he was hitting on the girl. And
I wasn't
then
hitting
Maddie
on
said he was
anybody.
hitting on Laura.
I wasn't hitting on anybody, and I'm just being friendly. That's all.
Uh-huh.
And he can be friendly.
No,
Oh,
not
come on. That was
not
not
with
friendly.
not with all these people. You can't talk to anybody without them thinking you want something from them. And I don't want anything from any of them. I just want to be funny and talk and get along because it's torturous enough.
Mm-hmm.
Understood. Well, Oscar, how was your show? I didn't
Just
realize you
average.
were right next to Barry.
Well, there was this
just
jeweler in
thank God there was
between.
one person between me and him.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God.
Close enough. So
And
how
she
did
did
you
well.
do?
Average. Well,
Average? Okay.
yeah. No, nothing. I really need to think about it for next year.
Which show do you do?
Main
Main
Street.
Guild.
I was by Barry, Kristen, Jana was there also. Parker was the same section that Parker. But
Jeez, your own little
Well,
home
I keep
territory.
trying to get people to move over from the other parts of the show to us, so that, and every year it gets a little more, of us, more friendly.
Yes.
So
It was my third year on Main Street.
Well, I've recommended a lot of people try it on Main Street.
Yeah, I like it. I liked it on Southview though too. I was on Southview for about 10 years.
I loved my booth on State Street. right in front of Angel Hall.
Mhm.
Oh, but that was before everything expanded as far as South
and
U coming down
Yeah.
to the Guild show.
And you know, Bonnie, the people that were there are the same people that have been there forever. Like, you know, Jan has that corner spot, and Joe
Yeah.
Cyberski. And so that's kind of an interesting group because it's the same people every year for years and years, for 30, 40, 30 years, same people. So that's kind of cool.
Well, I was there for 30 plus.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I started when the booths were 6 by 10. And you
Yeah, I
had to
had one of those.
you had to go down to the, if you wanted to join the guild, you joined the guild, and when your number came up, then you had to go down and participate in person in a lottery to get your booth space.
Mm.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get there. So a friend of mine picked out my booth space, and I kept that booth the entire time I did the show.
Where was it?
On State Street,
Oh,
facing west in front of Angel Hall.
so you were
Yeah.
never on Main Street?
No,
Oh,
well, because it seemed like all the booths there were like 10 by 17.
yeah,
Right. Not
a
all
lot
of
of them
them, yes.
are weird sizes. And where I am, we have to be up on the curb. So my first year I kind of screwed up my setup. So I didn't leave enough room for myself
Yeah.
behind, but
You know, it's
I
tough.
fixed it this time.
It's tough because I have those flower pot, the 8-foot flower pot behind me. So I'm up on the curve, pressed right up against that. And it's really a challenge if you have to go in the back. There's no going
Yeah.
in the back.
Right. Well, during the storm, I realized that I left all my bins like in the gutter. So I went running back,
Oh.
like, I'm not gonna be that person to
Oh,
back up
no.
the whole street. And then I got there and I thought, you dummy, like it was up on the curb because my it was up on the curb.
Oh,
So anyway, my brain's not working this week.
well, I wouldn't expect it to.
It's
I
bad.
did that in Tulsa one time. I flooded my neighbor because I have a regular 7-foot booth, but I have 8-foot sides because I
Mhm.
normally jack my booth up an extra 6 inches. And my sides came down. They just happened to be down in such a way that they caught and formed this very nice dam.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
I did it
yeah.
before too. And in fact, that was one thing that I told all the emerging artists. Like this is a newbie mistake, so don't do this. And then they thought I did it, so I went booking it back to my booth to make sure. And nope, they were up on the curb.
Well, we used to have to build a false floor with to get up to the curb height.
Oh,
Yeah.
And everybody did it along the curbs because, well, you had to.
mhm.
It was, but if somebody put their boards the wrong way, it blocked the
My
water.
newbie mistake was I had walls and they were in the street, you know, the tents up on the curb. So the walls would be up against the curb and then came out. So when it stormed really heavily that year, and it was a dam, and I blocked it, and people are going, "Who's blocking it?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed," you know, it was me. Blocking.
Well,
Oh,
the
excuse
other
me.
problem was
Oh.
I was right next to the gutter because I was the in booth and the gutter was right next to me. The opening for the sewer was right next to me. So all that water, I was at the end of the line. That water, there was a lot of water.
That's
Wow.
not good. And it smelled too, probably. Sewer
Well, if
smell.
it's raining, and it usually doesn't because the water's rushing down.
Yeah.
So Kaylee, did you do the Comic-Con?
Mhm.
How did that go?
And
I'm still tired. I still haven't put my stuff away, so I'm not sure exactly what's sold. the sales are a silent auction type thing. I know I sold like $200 worth the first day, but after that, I don't know. That was all quick sale. So,
How was attendance?
couldn't tell that there was any decrease, that they were saying, oh no, it's going to fail this year because Hollywood's on strike. Oh, didn't seem to be. It was still
Good.
crowded. They said there was a total of 180,000 attendees, or
Wow.
including the staff and vendors and security and all that. So, and then there was a whole street fair out in town. So there were a lot of people, and they said there was $160 million from everything to do with Comic-Con put into the San Diego economy over the
Wow.
days.
All the aircraft workers must have, their contracts must have,
Well, those
must,
are all gone. There's very little in the way of aircraft down here now. I
You're
don't know
talking
what
about
they're doing
Boeing.
with buildings. Yeah. Not too much. Navy's gone, essentially. The recruit training is now developed into some sort of super mall and housing. And all the strip joints have closed down. I think there's 2 open out of a couple of dozen that were booming. Marine Corps is still there.
yeah, what used to be Boeing here, all the stuff that Boeing sold, they just went on strike here.
Oh, well, the Hollywood writers and actors are on strike. They were attending Comic-Con. They just couldn't promote their projects. Studios were here. Executives or whatever, or people they hired to sit in the booth were promoting whatever. But, you know, it was just no big Hollywood panels, as they call them, where, you know, you get 5 actors and a producer on a long table there telling everybody about how great their new movie is. They didn't have that. But yes, there were actors there, and yes, there were Hollywood writers there, but they were signing autographs and everything. They just weren't promoting current work. So there was a cap on ticket sales because fire marshal says no more than, you know, this amount of people can go in. Other than that,
So the writers are gonna drive for UPS now.
yeah, looks like. No, they're still doing stuff.
$54 an hour.
Did
were-
UPS, is it a done deal, or is it
No,
still?
it's a tentative
Okay.
contract.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like $54 an
It's
hour.
not, oh, is it?
Oh,
Okay.
49,
Oh, 49. Okay.
49 an
Uh,
hour.
Well, minimum wage in San Diego is $16.30. So that took care of a lot of the, you know, everybody should be making $15 an hour.
It's still not enough for a 1-bedroom apartment anywhere in the
No.
United States.
No,
That's true.
there were trucks, those advertising type panel trucks going around, and one of them was an independent film studio, and they're, you know, they have the name and it says, "We pay our talent." You know. So
Jeez.
independent studios were there promoting current stuff along with the actors, because they're not involved in the strike.
So what's everyone's next show? I need to live
Okay,
vicariously through you here, folks.
I have another trunk show at the end of September, so that'll be a very, you know, a 4-foot table.
Hey,
That's
that'll be
at,
good.
That's at Park City.
And when is that?
That's around August 4th.
Utah.
So that starts my, 6-week tour.
Right.
And so I'm really, you know, basically fabricating today everything will be fabricated. Of course, I still have to finish it, but you know, realistically, given the time and how long everything takes, you know, I you know, said to myself, you know, I can't, I mean, I'd rather have finished work than a bunch of half finished work. And so, so yeah, everything will be fabricated by the end of today. And we're going to pack on Sunday, even though it's well ahead of time, because I have to bring, since there's so many shows in a row, I have to bring extra, you know, zip ties, packaging, all that. And so I want to thoroughly go through that. And then I have to also thoroughly go through, I'm going to be flying to St. Louis. And so my switch over is very quick because I'll get home, I don't know, at 6 o'clock at night, and then I'll have to fly the next morning. And so I want to have a list now, this way, and it'll be modified. I don't need all the office supplies I bring with me. And but I just want to make sure, and I want to make sure I don't bring my mace with me on the plane.
Probably good.
So I'm gonna settle all that by this weekend, you know, at least so I'll have a list and I can look at that list and trust it.
Just remember to unload your 9mm and check it in your luggage.
Well,
Okay, now how is your display getting to St. Louis? Are you taking it with you?
yeah, so I have
What
a
about
big
your
suitcase.
car?
No, I'm driving home.
Oh, that's right. That's
yeah.
right.
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, it's a 2-day drive, 20 hours, or I could do a 3-day drive of 30 hours. And so, so I'm going to drive home, fly that, and somebody else will do the driving the next day. And then the nice thing will be flying home, you know, when the show is over, rather than having to do that drive after everything. So, so yeah, I have my flights and all that. And it's just that I'm gonna have to leave for the airport at like 8 in the morning, which sucks, but I want to get in at a reasonable time. And then setup is until the day after. So,
Oh,
you know, I can at
good.
least, because if I have a later flight, then I'll just be anxious about the flight. I'd rather just get on the flight, get there. And then Eric he'll fly out later because he has a class, and hopefully, you know, he'll make it. Otherwise it'll be the next day. But yeah, so I have to check. I have a big suitcase with all my display, with all the flat things. And then I have this hard case. It's like 36 inches long, and that has the legs for my cases. And it's only 5 days that I'm gone, so I don't need that many clothes. And I was going to have Eric take them, but what if he has a problem? And so I think the only bulky thing is my packaging. So I might just ship that to the hotel. And then, you know, if I don't use it, I could just bring it home, but Eric will be with me and we could both check bags on Southwest. He's not flying Southwest out. So, so yeah, so it's basically I have two cases that I'll check, and then I'll bring my office supplies on the plane.
If you put us on mute.
Well,
What?
when does Eric start school?
Oh, he starts orientation is August 18th.
Oh, geez.
So he'll fly home after Sun Valley. We do Park City, Sun Valley, and we're visiting some friends we haven't seen in a long time in that, like on Highway 80 in Nevada. And then, yeah, and then he's gonna fly home, and then he'll start school.
And you'll be on your own.
Yes. But you know, I'm not really on my own. You know what I mean? There's
I know.
our tribe. And there's this one artist, her kid, her 17-year-old.
Oh, yes.
He's
Ellie.
he's
Ellie's kid.
yes,
Isn't it
exactly.
Ellie? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Max
I
is
thought
his
that
name.
was great.
And then he's also going to do High Desert. So I booked him for High Desert and for the Pearl. And the thing is, it doesn't take that long to set up a tent anyway. But you know, in the past, like normally I don't do anything with the tent. I just set up the display cases. So, you know, everything will take a little longer, but that's okay. It's, you know, I mean, considering all the setups of the day before, it doesn't matter about that.
Well,
And
I just think Max is brilliant for doing that.
people are really
And
happy with him too.
Will has been raving about him.
Right, right.
Do you all know what we're talking about?
No,
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 Yeah.
Ellie, whoever's 10-year-old son. They live in Portland, right?
17.
17.
years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't think they
17-year-old
live
son.
in Portland, but in the vicinity there.
They live somewhere around there. But
Yeah.
she offered up his services
yeah.
for artists doing things like art in the high desert, art in the pearl,
Cherry
shows
Creek.
that
he
yes,
did.
shows that she was going to be at. And I guess he is just wonderful. A
That's what I
great help.
hear.
Yeah.
You know, he's grown up, you know, helping at art fairs. So he kind of knows the drill.
And he
So-
also he gets back to, like, I had texted him because I wanted to make sure I was on the list for High Desert because that's been added. And he got back to me a couple days later. Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't in range because it was probably camping. And so it's nice that he's actually doing summer things too. And you know, he the communication is great.
I'm so tickled by it all. Love it.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna drive. So I've never driven Park City when living here, and there's so many beautiful routes, but it's really hot out. And you know, I'm not gonna go hiking in 100-degree weather. So we just decided we're gonna drive, it's 10 hours or so. So we're just gonna do one day and get there. And then we'll have time in between Park City and Sun Valley. So, and it'll be cooler in Sun Valley, so we can get some alpine hiking in or something. But yeah, I really, there's so many places I want to stop, and I thought, you know what, the winter might be a better time to do those things.
Rather
know,
than 120 degrees.
Yes, exactly. That and a lot of tourists because it's summer.
Yep.
So, yeah. And I haven't done Park City since 2011. So we'll see.
That's a long time. How about the
Yeah.
rest of you guys? Kristen?
Sutton's Bay.
Oh, good.
Where's
Love that
that?
show.
It's in
Sutton.
northern Michigan. It's Sutton's Bay. It's a pretty good show. It's fun. It's fun to do. We're right on the beach. Last year I was on the beach. Some of it's up on the street. And I really complained about having to dolly onto the beach. I was just like so mad, like really frustrated. But I really liked being down there once it was all said and done. So I kind of hope I'm down there again.
And where is that compared to Grand Haven?
It's the little finger of Michigan.
It's halfway
Oh.
between Northport and Traverse City on the Grand Traverse Bay. I know that
Okay.
doesn't help you, but
No, I know where Traverse City is. So yes,
it's
it does.
just north of.
Okay, it's north of
Traverse
that.
City.
Okay.
It's about 2.5 hours from Grand Rapids.
Ah,
Yeah. Hey, Kristen, I might go there because I sell to that gallery on the corner with all
Yeah.
the stuff in the, you know, in the yard, all that yard art. So I might go there, try and hawk my stuff.
Cool.
That place looks really interesting.
It's really strange.
That's well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the feeling you get. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. We're gonna go up to Sutton's Bay. It'll be
I
my
might-
first attempt at an art fair. I mean, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I know, but just to
But
see you there would be really
just-
fun.
To be able
The
to
art
walk in,
girls.
spend
It's
some
the
money.
art. It's an art girls place,
There you go.
right?
I have an Airbnb right next to the show, and I
Oh.
believe it was very expensive, but I don't care because I can just leave my van in the same spot the entire weekend and just get up and
Perfect.
stroll down to the show.
That is fantastic.
Lodging
that has a value all its own. I mean, being,
Yes.
you know, some shows you know,
It is.
it doesn't matter, but yeah, being walkable, you know, it just
And
makes
there
it a
aren't
little easier.
like huge parking lots around there or anything, so it is kind of hard to find parking.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's exciting.
We're gonna go up on Friday and then walk the show on Saturday.
Cool.
I could only get a room for one night. And I got the last room that was under about $400.
Yeah.
geez.
It's so hard to get a room. I remember one time I didn't book my room until like a month before.
Oh,
And like even all the campgrounds were booked. So I called the show and someone who was working with the show let me stay at their house, but I never made that
Oh.
mistake again. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really nice, but I never made that mistake again.
Oh,
Somebody here
Kristen.
rented a boat for the week that was in the marina right behind the convention center.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You know, so he was sleeping in on the water. I mean, it was a boat that had bunks.
Nice.
Yeah, he said it was cheaper than the hotels that he couldn't get.
Wow. Well, Kristen,
Yeah,
I am thrilled that the application is now available for the
yeah,
garage sale.
I applied.
I know, thank you. I was so excited to see it. So I've been putting it everywhere.
Have you been doing all those posts? Is that you?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's really nice. Bonnie's been posting, whenever someone wins an award or whenever somebody is at a good show or she reposts on the garage sale page.
Anytime I find something interesting, I want the show page to have stuff going on year round, even if it's not my show anymore. I
Well,
still want to see it have
it's your
lots of activity. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people come by my booth and say that they either found out about me from the garage sale or they bought
Oh,
something from me last year, and they still buy full price
oh yeah.
wherever I am. But yeah,
I would
that's
have
a great
I would
show.
have quit doing it a long time ago if my Kalamazoo area people,
We're waiting around for
were
that.
waiting around for the garage sale. I would have said,
Yeah.
no way.
Well, I'm usually kind of selling weird stuff at the garage sale.
Yeah.
Anyway. It's nothing that they would find at the show.
Nope. So, okay, my commercial's over.
Yay!
Hopefully I got my plaza booth issue resolved.
It sounds like you did.
What's the story?
I called the guy and got his voicemail. He called me back a couple, 3 hours later. And, I said, hey, I sent you this email in July and I didn't hear anything back. And, I just wanted to make sure you got it. And I wanted to follow up with you because my booth location is a problem. And he goes, yeah, he goes, I got your email. And he goes, for some reason, things didn't get connected where they should have. So he told me it was going to take a couple. He said, I know I'm going to get a whole bunch of change requests this coming week. He said, so give me a couple weeks to get it all sorted out, and you're at the top of the list to get changed.
Good.
I'm so glad.
It's too bad that they, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
It's too bad they can't set the show up where the music isn't a problem for any of the artists.
Right.
That's
what they should do.
Well, it's a problem for at least 50 artists. And what really frustrated me is, when you apply, you put in, your booth preference, and 60% of the booths I asked to be in where 60% of the booths are, and I couldn't do that. It's not like so,
Well, they could turn down the volume and help things as well.
It is, you are so close.
It doesn't matter.
And a lot of the deal with the plaza is I think that their restaurants make a boatload of money that weekend. And one of the ways the restaurants make money is selling booze. And they want loud music and party because then they sell more booze.
Yeah.
You know, the problem with that though is that we're the reason why they're so successful. So my feeling is they should accommodate us because they should be, it's like they should be grateful.
Well, Cherry Creek does a great job at keeping the food and the music
Yes,
on different paths.
it can be
And there's no
done.
bad booth. There's no bad booth at that show.
That's true. It could be
Well,
done.
Plaza keeps the food and booze separated. It's just that there are probably, I don't know, 60 or 80 booths that are on the one street, and that's where the music is. And I guess if you're far down at the ends, it would be okay, but the side I'm on, if you go down to the end, then you got the bar down there. That's where all the booze is. And I walked out that way every night last time I did it, and it was like walking through a bar after closing time. It just reeked of stale beer and everything else.
That makes me worried if I get called off the wait list, where's my booth gonna be?
Ask them.
Hey,
Yeah.
sometimes it's a better booth because it's the person that had a really good space. that
Yeah.
quit.
Right.
That's true.
Well, they said in the email that there was a good chance that they would be going through their wait list, but I haven't heard anything. And I
You know
think,
something, after some of these summer shows, like St. Louis said, after Park City, people had canceled because they did so well there. And so, see what evolves with these summer shows, because it's, there's still quite a while until Plaza.
yeah.
You don't, if you're in the low 500s, that's close to the stage. If you're in the 100s, and I don't know if it is the low or high 100s that are close to the stage.
I don't remember where I was last time I was there. I remember it was nuts, like it was crazy, but I don't remember the music being overly loud. I just don't remember.
Were you on a street with stores on both sides, or were you on a street that had the creek on one side?
I had stores on both sides.
Okay, then you were on Nichols Road.
Yes.
And yeah, then you're on Nichols Road. That's where 60% of the show is. That's where I asked to be.
And that's okay. That's not
fine.
music. Okay.
It's
Okay.
like almost two different shows.
Okay. Yeah, I had a friend help me pick my booth location when I did it last time. It was a while ago.
They don't
I
like
was
me
across
there.
from a parking lot.
You were probably on Nichols.
Yeah, because there were stores basically on both sides.
Yeah,
But
so I think
being-
there's a couple open spots along Nichols where there might be a parking lot.
Yeah, it
the
was
other
just
one,
a surface lot, kind of up a little rise.
yeah, the other one has Brush Creek all along the side. Brush
Yeah.
Creek is known because when the guy's last name was Pendergast, when they did that project, they poured the concrete like 8 feet thick because he was a big mob guy, mob mayor. And there's the joke about how many bodies are buried in Brush Creek.
Oh, that's funny.
And then occasionally, if the weather's just right and it rains just right, the thing stinks like a sewer. And that happens about once a year.
Hopefully not through the art fair.
So, yeah, I was
Well-
like 4 or 5 booths down from the stage and facing the stage. And I'm literally painfully loud at times. And 90 decibels most of the time, and, peaking out in over 100 decibels. I mean, all Friday evening and most of Saturday evening.
That's not good.
Yuck.
So yeah. But I talked to one artist. I know one guy I know in Kansas City loves being over there because of his work, and he's got smaller stuff, and people come in, they like it, they buy it, and they leave. He doesn't need to talk to anybody about anything.
Mhm.
So he really likes being over there.
I always wanted to be that artist that made something that you didn't have to interact with them. They would just pick it up and bring it to you and give you money. Instead of as a jeweler, it's so much hands-on.
Yeah.
Right. And
And they talk about about jewelers being so busy. And what I keep trying to say is that just because there are a lot of people in my booth trying things on doesn't mean that anybody bought anything.
that's exactly right. And it's also it's such an intimate thing to sell, and you really learn how
Yeah.
self-deprecating so many people are. The people who come to your booth, it's like, oh, they look in the mirror and that's the worst thing. Actually, early on, I was told never have a full-length mirror. Because people are so self-critical.
Yeah.
And not that you would to sell jewelry anyway, but
Do you ever
but
get
yeah, there's
people fixing their hair, looking in your
Of
Yes.
course.
yes.
Very common.
They set all their stuff down on your counter and start fixing
Ugh.
them.
Oh, I hate
But
that.
Actually, what's
men
worse,
do it too.
what's
Yeah.
Not
worse
just
though,
women.
What's worse though is if they have a ring on and they want to take it off and they put their whole finger in their mouth, take the ring off, and then hand it to you.
Yes, I had somebody do that last
Ugh.
weekend. I just couldn't believe it. Like, she licked her finger and her friend's just standing there going, "Ugh."
I mean,
Yeah.
since
it's funny.
COVID, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, it was gross before, but
I have Windex. You don't need to do that.
Mhm.
That kind of thing has never bothered me, but it's primarily because I spent right after college in the dental profession, and I had my hands in people's spit all the time. So it was
Right.
Well, Bonnie, I was a dental assistant too, right after they started wearing gloves because of AIDS. So I am very germophobic. So
yeah, we didn't wear gloves
yeah, I
back
remember.
in the
It was
in the
so
early
new to wear
days.
gloves when I became a dental assistant. It was like 1986. And it was so new to wear gloves that most of the dentists that I worked for didn't wear them, but the assistants did.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I love is, well, you have to do this, but I don't.
Well, no, some of them would get mad, like you're wasting all the gloves, I'm very germophobic from my dental assisting. We were in different times.
I quit about the time you started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very different now.
I think it's so funny that we were both dental assistants, and Margie Rawson was a dental assistant too.
Was she too?
Yeah,
It's that good
obviously
manual
good.
dexterity.
And my brother's a dentist. You could have worked for my brother.
Oh, nice. Where is he?
Detroit area.
I was going to say West Bloomfield, that whole row of dentists.
That would be no, that's like sort of north. He's at Haggerty and 13 Mile.
Hmm.
You know where that is, right? No.
I do more or less.
Where the dentists are that you're talking about, that's north of there. That's north of 16 Mile, but it goes by miles. So it's near there, but not exactly.
So do you get free dental care?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh.
I have to pay for the lab stuff. I listen, he could easily like do everything for nothing, but no, So I have to pay for the lab stuff. Yeah, but it's great.
My dentist got smart when they put in their new office. They put in a cabinet that opens on both sides into two different rooms, and put the x-ray machine is actually in the wall. So they can use one x-ray machine between two rooms.
Oh, that's cool.
It makes no sense that dental care is not part of healthcare, like that it's a
Right.
separate, it's
Yeah.
insane.
I agree completely. I have always thought that.
Well,
Yep.
but also, your teeth, if related to the rest of your body. I mean, they know that now, but I don't think they used to know that.
Well, even like if you have, I'm thinking even if you have like cancer in your jaw, I don't know if it would be considered dental or medical. But
Oh,
I mean, but that just goes
Medical.
to show that going to the dentist is a medical, should be under medical, because
Yep.
where would they find that cancer, at the dentist
Right.
office?
Right. Well, the other thing is if you have other types of, say cancers or things like that, you have to get your dental work done first, from what I understand.
Yep.
So,
When I worked at the oral surgeon, we used to pull out people's teeth before they had open heart surgery. I mean,
yeah,
the
right.
teeth that were bad. I
Oh,
don't mean
Right,
good
right.
teeth,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
no.
If you
So-
think having your hands in people's mouth and spit's bad, go be an EMT for a while, and you got to deal with everything that comes out of the body and all of the associated orifices.
No, thank you.
You know what, to me is like the grossest kind of trash that to have to pick up are like those dental flossers. I cannot, like, if I'm cleaning out my apartments and I see like a dental flosser, I'd rather touch like dog poop than a dental flosser. I don't know.
Really?
Like
Oh, that's funny.
so
I want to,
gross.
I want to see that.
We should have started the meeting with that.
Dog poop,
Ugh.
dental.
Okay, back on track. Oscar, what is your next show?
Loring Park this weekend.
Oh, good.
And
Then what?
Uptown, weekend off, and then I'm going to Lexington, Kentucky, or
Where's
Clinton,
Where's Loring Park?
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis,
Okay.
or Clinton, Lake Forest, and West End. And then I take a break until I go to Rittenhouse.
Good.
Got a question. I couldn't find it anywhere. And for Wharf, can you send 2 application code?
No,
It's one in the other, right? In Gasparilla, they make it really, really clear. And for Wharf, I was looking back and forward. I couldn't find it. So
usually I get an email when they open up the applications, and I haven't seen one yet.
no, it's already up.
It's months from now.
No, really, because the application is still November. You only have 3 months to put it up.
Yeah. And what month is it now? July.
Yeah,
Almost
it's-
August.
it's-
December, October,
and
November.
it's due in November.
Well, he
How do you
just
know-
wants to be ahead of the game.
How do you know you won't make some really phenomenal pieces and you'll have to take those images and substitute? I like to wait because I think I'm gonna have better images. Now that I have Larry Berman, and Larry, I'm gonna send you, I finally have a break this week. I can send you, I can catch up. I can actually go to the post office and get that the Clapton thing, and I can write a check and do all that stuff. Hey, I've been
Well,
busy.
You're
I've
getting,
told my friend Julie Billups that she needs her new pictures taken by you. I think you helped her out. You've helped her out already. But I want credit.
Okay.
You want a referral? Do you want like
Hey.
a 10%?
No, I
I've
just
heard
want
you
credit.
10% of what she makes.
Oh yeah, I'd like a percent of what she makes. Okay, Barry, what's your next?
Oh, I was afraid you were gonna ask me that.
Yeah.
Art on the Rocks, the
Great.
local market
At
show.
home.
It's right in front. Yeah, but I don't expect to sell anything.
You
Then why
can't go
go?
in with that attitude.
I'm not gonna have that attitude. I'm just being realistic. Listen, when I'm there, I'm Mr. Wonderful.
Okay.
No,
Yes. Yes, Oscar.
no, it's.
And
got
I
two
have
cats that-
testimonials because people make comments, after when you use the square, they make comments. So I have I have proof that I'm Mr. Wonderful in my booth.
Excellent. Keep that so you can show people.
And you know what? And my problem is there's always one annoying person like 2 booths down from me that just won't stop. Called, and this time it was
Oscar?
called Oscar. Yes, yes.
You two are good for each other.
Oh yeah, right.
Do any of you ever get like option lock? You could make anything, right? And do you ever come across that? Because you have
Option?
so many options.
Oh,
So-
option lock.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I have a very small gold, like all gold collection, which I need to make a few more pieces because if it's too small, then I won't sell anything in gold. And I have these pot earrings I'm making, and I was going to use some aquamarines, but the aquamarine really didn't look good with the gold in the background. And so now it's like, I mean, I can use anything, everything will look good, but I don't have that many gold pieces. So
Yeah.
I'm just like lost.
Yeah, I get that all the time, like if I'm making something new and then I think, well, what color because I work in glass, so the color is very important and,
Right.
what color should I make it in? I'm only going to make one.
Right.
It's hard.
Well, I think you should lean towards pink
Pink?
because everything is coming out in pink right now.
That
Well,
is
I have a lot of,
I was ahead of the thing.
well, of course you were.
And then change your name to Barbie.
Oh no.
No
yeah,
need to go that far.
That's right.
I have actually a lot of combination orange and pink.
That sounds good.
Yeah. But
But see, yeah,
somebody
but
who's going to buy
people
the
that-
gold, I don't know.
well, yeah, I love gold and like rubelite,
Feedback.
that kind of,
Yeah. Like a hot color.
Lapis.
yeah, so nice.
Kristen,
Okay.
I would follow up with the plaza around like the 18th or the 21st of August,
Okay.
because the deadline to drop and get a full refund is the 16th.
Oh, it is.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So if you give them a couple days, but that puts you into the weekend. So like the 21st is a Monday.
Mhm.
I would call him on the 21st and just say, hey, I would send him an email soon and tell him you're still interested. And then on like the 21st, 22nd, somewhere around in there, if you haven't heard from him, call him and say, hey, I'm still interested. If if you're still interested in doing the plaza.
All right, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm not really waitlisted that often. I'm usually like rejected or in, so
Well, congratulations. Some of us are the waitlist queens.
wait lists are such a limbo place.
Yeah,
know,
because it's really hard to plan.
right.
the other show I was waitlisted for was Belleville, and I didn't hear a thing, not even when I emailed them. I didn't hear a thing. But
Well, all shows are different regarding their communication.
Yeah.
What I last year for St. Louis, I said I can do the show up until this date,
mm-hmm.
and so I gave them a deadline, knowing how far it is for me. And I ended up actually getting in off the wait list, but it was 3 weeks before the show, which was plenty of time.
Yeah.
I sent St. Louis an email 3 weeks ago, and then probably next week.
Wait till after Park City.
Oh,
That's cutting it a little close. I want about a month out.
Well, last year, so many people canceled who did well at Park City, so.
Yeah, I just want to let her know, about a month out that I'm still available and I'll, I can do it on fairly short notice. I got to figure out, what kind of notice I need.
Right, and you're not too far. Well, it's just getting all your stuff together.
Yeah.
so would that be your next show, Court?
It would be. So I
And-
would, hopefully I can do St. Louis and then I have 2 weeks and then Plaza. And then, I get home. I don't know if I'll come home Sunday night or Monday morning from the Plaza, probably Sunday night. And then I've got to spend a day to recover, and then I got to get everything ready because I have surgery on Thursday. And I don't know how much use of my hand I'm going to have or anything else.
Yep.
Mm.
The planning beforehand goes a long ways after.
Yeah, and there must be some pain involved because they told me they're going to call in Percocet and they don't hand that stuff out unless it's serious pain.
Fun.
Gotta love your pain pills though,
Absolutely.
if you need them.
Absolutely.
Boy,
So I'm hoping that, well, I might be able to, one of the things I did when I designed my stuff for Oklahoma City is I actually built a little, because I use cable hangers on everything, and I designed a little frame that goes around my big rolling cart. So now then, if I want to do a pop-up show inside somewhere for the holidays, I have something that I can actually go and set up where I didn't have that before, and now I do. So I have, I can put my small prints out and I can hang 2, 4, 6, probably 9 pieces if I really wanted to.
excellent.
Look at all the other pets, Debbie.
Oh, who's that?
Debbie.
Oh, hi Debbie.
He's being incredibly mellow today. He was in my chair and I came in and I gave him some attention and he went down to his summer spot, which is right where I need to put my feet under the desk.
I don't have anybody in here with me.
Yeah, I don't either. For once.
Yeah. But Dick's in the other room, so if Dick's in the other room, that's where all the cats will be. Okay,
Anyone who likes me.
I've got to go. But I wanted to
Yeah.
stop in. So
Say.
have a good one, everyone.
Yep.
You too.
Good
Hi,
seeing you,
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
See you this evening.
Rubelite. Oh, she
Yeah.
left.
I'm gonna try and get to Sutton's Bay too, but I have a Conema walk the next weekend, I think, after that, so.
A what?
who knows? A Conema walk, Wisconsin.
Oh. Yeah, Sutton's Bay, then I have Levis Commons and maybe Franklin Art on the Mall or Art in the Village or whatever. Not much else. A2 Artoberfest. My big ones are pretty much done. I think I'm gonna go to, I gotta work on some orders.
Yeah, I need to go finish putting away groceries and figure out dinner.
I need to go to sleep.
Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Okay.
I
See you
guess it's
later.
over.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Thanks,
See y'all.
thanks, Larry.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.